Hello everyone, another chess game for you today. Analysis on the road to 1500. This is one that I played a couple of nights ago. I've not been very well in the last couple of days, so I've been slacking a little bit on the chess, but I thought I'd add some more content for you anyway. It's an okay game that I played, so let's jump into the analysis. So I was playing someone called Zagar30 from Italy. Before this game I had dropped below 1330. You can probably guess the result based on that, apologies, but I was a black pieces, played my normal Sicilian. This is apparently not a book move, but I guess I need to learn more about the Sicilian and what to do against certain other moves. This is not normal. Knight f6 is apparently the correct response to bishop c4. They went for kind of a strange move. I don't know if this is actually an opening, or what this is called. Apparently it's the Bowdler attack. But I'm not that familiar with this. I then developed my knight. Fairly standard stuff. Decided to play a6. Just it kind of gets a little bit annoying sometimes if we start getting checked. I don't think it's a problem necessarily, but there's also an opportunity here for us to gain some space in the future and with tempo. So they went for this, which is, it says it's good, but I've got a slight advantage now, like almost half a pawn. And you have to sort of ask, what is this really achieving? Like, it's very easy to defend against, this one move threat. And the correct response is, of course, e6. And I don't know, what's white actually doing here? They went for f4, so they're going ultra aggressive now. But that's a mistake. They should have retreated the bishop here. The best move, apparently. And, this looks a little bit scary, but you just need to stay calm. So I just decided to question the knight. I've now got a one pawn advantage, pretty much. I should have immediately played d5, and you'll see this coming up again and again in the next couple of moves. That like, d5 is apparently just a really good move here. That takes us to minus 1.41, which is, close to winning. I decided to do this because I was like, well, the knight's going to have to go back. And they went here. So this is this concept that I quite like in these games where, if you give your opponent a choice, and one of the choices is to go back to where they were before, that's the best move. But people don't like doing that. It's a psychological thing. So, to try and justify this move in the first place, they kind of come up with this instead and say, well, maybe this knight's doing something here, but it's just not a good move. It's now minus 2. However, I then had a miss. Again, d5 is just crushing for me. But I was sort of, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't go for that. Like, what's the idea? e5, d times c4, trading pieces, I guess, and then I guess my bishop develops here, and no, they've not taken this pawn yet, and if they do take it, they're potentially going to end up with an isolated pawn here. So I guess it's just better pawn structure, and this knight's kind of in a weird spot. That's minus 2. Kind of difficult to see that, I would say. Like, evaluating this position in my head right now, it doesn't look like minus 2 to me. It looks kind of even, I would say. We're sort of the same in development. We're both going to castle. Yeah, I'm not sure. The best move for them is actually castle here, and I guess maybe then we win a pawn. Yeah. So if they don't do that, what am I missing here? Let's say they take here. Well, it's kind of the same. It's not much different from castling. And probably this pawn's so weak that it's going to fall at some point. So yeah, should have played that. Should have played d5 immediately. I decided to develop instead. That throws away most of the advantage, but I'm still slightly ahead. They had a miss as well. They should have retreated the bishop immediately. Again, it's asking for d5. Still works. And I'm just not seeing it in the game. I just did not see that this was a good idea, unfortunately. So I just keep developing. They then blundered, and now I did see d5, and hopefully you guys can see why as well. Essentially now we're winning the piece because of this move by them. So d5 now just works. I mean, it worked before as well, but now it's much better. And no matter what they do, like, they're saving the bishop, but now we have the fork of the two pieces. So quite a common tactic, and now this is just completely game over, assuming I don't make any mistakes. So they decided to go for taking a pawn with the bishop, and I spent a little bit of time on this. I spent almost a minute trying to figure out which of these moves is best. And, you know, there's merit to all of them, I would say. Like, queen takes, we're sort of preventing them from castling. But the queen's maybe arguably a little bit out of position. It can be hit by this. Although that hangs this pawn. I don't know. That seemed like a possibility. I was also looking at pawn takes, which is actually the best move. That's -1 better than the queen takes. So queen takes is -4, pawn takes is -5. And I guess the idea is the knight has to move, and we actually come out with check here. Then they're coming back here. Then we're developing with tempo against the queen. The queen's in a horrible position now. And then we're castling queenside. Wow. Just saying, you know what? We're almost fully developed. Your king's in the center. This is just crushing. And yeah, we're up a piece as well. So that's kind of the main thing. But I ended up going for knight takes. And that's actually very close to pawn takes. It's like -4.9 versus -5.1. So I got the second best move, and queen takes was a bit worse still. So that's okay. Quite happy with that. They're trying to do something, probably castle queenside. I decided to take off their bishop, just start trading. It's always a good idea when you're up material. Well, not always, but generally, as a principle. Made sense to take with the a-pawn for them. And now I'm just offering more trades. Like, I was conscious that I could take this knight as well, but I decided to play this move first. Complicate things. They castled. Then I took the knight, because now that they've castled kingside, I want to open up the king. And then I just castled. Try and get more pieces involved. Offer more trades. Forced a queen trade. It's not the best move. The best move, apparently, and it's one of these quite strange computer moves, I would say. The best move was this. And I'm sort of trying to figure that out. Like, maybe there's some idea of white ganging up on the g file against my king, but I can't see how they're possibly going to do that quick enough. So I don't quite understand that. Just decided to trade the queens instead. It's not much worse. And now we're just sort of getting towards an end game where I'm up a bishop and should just be easily winning. I think I'm actually down a pawn, but have a bishop as well. So we're just bringing the rooks into the game. Nothing that exciting. Just start taking some pawns. And I played this move, and there's no way to defend this pawn. And this pawn becomes very dangerous after that. I've got another rook to come into the game still. Maybe I take the e-file. Maybe I get behind this pawn. There's nothing white can really do. So white gave up here. I think they disconnected. Like, I don't know if they just closed the game or what that really means, but it was instantly over. Like, they'd resigned, but it said something about left the game or something like that. I don't mind that. Like, if it's the same as resigning, in my opinion. I don't see that as being rude or anything like that, so no issues with that. My opponent was slightly lower rated than me, but yeah, quite happy with that win. It was fairly, no real problems for me there. I had one miss. Like, if we go to the actual review, so they had 75% accuracy. I had 84. I had one miss. That was it in that game. And my opponent had two mistakes, one miss, one blunder. It was really decided by the blunder, I think. And you can see by the graph, I started very early on getting an advantage and was never in any danger. A couple of little blips where I could have taken advantage a bit more, especially with that d5 move earlier. But as it turned out, holding off on that move kind of worked out for me because they then fell into sort of losing a piece because of it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and subscribe. And there will be more coming. I'm starting to get over whatever it was I had, so I'm hoping to get back into things again, upload more content. I've also started uploading shorts, if anyone's interested in checking those out, just little clips from some of my puzzle solving videos, but I plan on experimenting with that, and seeing if that's another avenue of creating content for me. Little bite-sized chunks of content. Sounds quite cool. So yeah, take care of yourself, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.